Welcome to the Down Under Stormtrooper. Today is leg day. In fact, I'm going to be working on the thigh, starting with the right hand thigh. The reason I'm going to do the right hand thigh is because it's got the MO belt around the bottom of it here, and when I start resizing, so what I'll be doing is I'm going to split the back of this at the butt joint, and I'm going to start resizing this here, and I'm just concerned that there may not be a lot of give with the belt here, so I just want to play with that first and get that sizing correct. You may remember when I first tried on the kit that the thighs were swimming just like the forearms were, so the process of cleaning up the thighs and resizing them is going to be similar to the forearms, except that I don't have a freezer big enough to be able to put these in, so I'm going to just go straight to the Dremel and just cut along this butt joint. And as always, I'm wearing my undersuit pants so that in order to make sure that I get the sizing right, we're using the proper clothing that I'm going to be wearing. And I'm going to be just taking small bits off at a time. So I'm expecting that I'll be actually able to take the entire width of the butt joint off, so we'll see how that goes, but I'm going to be taking it in small increment. And then if that works fine, then I'll just repeat the process for the left hand side. So now this is temporarily taped up, I'm going to try this on. So that's going to reduce that by 20 mil, about 20 mil on either side. So one of the things you may be wondering is, if I cut this down here, then this shape here isn't going to be correct anymore. But if I look at the CRL, that's the costume reference library, we can actually see the way these thighs are shaped can be adjusted as needed, and that'll be something that I reshape after we've got this sized correctly and it's all glued. So as you can see, that sizing isn't too bad. In fact, I could probably go a little bit smaller, but what we'll do is take this incrementally, and I'll just take that smaller size off first. Now that I've got that edge trimmed, I'm going to try this on again and make sure that it's fitting okay still. I'm quite happy with it. I don't think I will take anything more off the circumference. I think it's feeling pretty comfortable fit now, and I don't want to risk taking any more off and making the kit a little bit too snug. So before I cut the new cover strip for the back here, what I need to do is just reshape the top of the thigh. I need to get rid of that point, that's going to dig into me anyway, but once I get rid of the top of that will tell me what the length of the new cover strip will need to be. And the width of the cover strips on the thighs are 20 mil. As mentioned on previous videos, I'm going to be using E6000 to glue the cover strips, and that's because it allows me to be able to pull this apart again if I absolutely need to, while still providing a really strong adhesive. I also like to score the back of the cover strips, just in order to give something for the glue to grip onto. Just like I did with the forearms, I'll just snip off the corners, just to round them off a little bit. That's the right thigh, all assembled again. I'll let that glue dry overnight and get started on the left hand side. Well, that's both thighs resized now. I'll let that glue dry overnight and remove the clamps and the magnets tomorrow. The next day I cleaned up any of the glue that had oozed out of the butt joints. Fortunately with E6000 that's really easy. You can just use a craft knife or a scalpel, just do a cut down the join there where the seam is, and then you can peel that excess glue off by hand. And then it was time for a test fit to see how everything was sitting. And thankfully the costume's fitting really well now. There's no more wobbly parts because they're too big. The thighs and the forearms are fitting really comfortably now. And also with all of the return edges having been removed, there's nothing that's digging into me anymore, so the shoulders around the chest and the back plate were really bad offenders for that. And with everything fitting really well, I've submitted the costume for 501st Legion approval, and I'll hopefully be able to provide an update in my next video. And with that, may those costuming gods be with you.